wants to deport. Donald Trump has just issued a declaration stating that the United States is at war, and he is claiming wartime powers under the Alien Enemies Act of 1798 to deport whoever he wants to deport. Now, the invocation of the Alien Enemies Act that he just made moments ago, where he declares America is currently under invasion and therefore he needs to enact these wartime powers, says that he's only targeting the Tren de Aragua gang from Venezuela, but the implications here are that he can just decide who he thinks belongs to that gang, and then without any oversight, without any constitutional rights, start doing mass deportations, as he has declared a current war and invasion is taking place, which obviously is not happening right now. Now, the Alien Enemies Act of 1798 has only been invoked 3 times in American history during wars: the War of 1812, World War I, and the attack on Pearl Harbor. Senator Chris Murphy, Democrat, says the following about the Alien Enemies Act. He goes, the 1798 Alien Enemies Act allows the president to detain and remove without due process all non-citizens, students, tourists, long-term green card holders, spouses of citizens. It's to be used against citizens of a nation that's at war with the U.S. It is thus a wartime power. That's why it has only been invoked 3 times: the War of 1812, World War I, and World War II. It has never been used during peacetime and is not allowed to be used during peacetime. By itself, the invocation is illegal and dangerous. It allows Trump to hunt down non-citizens, many of which have lived here for decades totally legally, and remove them from their families and workplaces for no reason, maybe just because they were critical of Trump. And Trump's explicit purpose to allow him to detain and deport gang members and drug traffickers is bullshit. There's already a law on the books that allows him to do that. He doesn't need a new law. The law says if you are a drug dealer, if you are engaged in crimes, you get the full force of the law. You get deported, you get arrested, you get treated like a terrorist if that's who you are. You don't need the Alien Enemies Act. So, then why is he invoking this 18th century war powers law? Remember, his plan is to destroy our democracy so he can turn our government and your tax dollars over to his billionaire friends like Elon Musk. The slow but steady rollout of war powers. Is the Insurrection Act next? Is he going to start declaring martial law and send the United States?
First of all, I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem, Kakadash. Double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutation to all the brothers and a few sisters that's out there, unto like foreigners. From the seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Shalom in Hebrew, which means peace. Yes, that is legal. That everything that they're doing, which is illegal, he's making it legal. Yes, we are at war. We always been at war. They're just now officially saying that they're at war. And who they normally at war with, he said it to the Latin tribes. This is why he made he's attacking Venezuela. So if you attack a country, the people that's here, like the man mentioned World War II and how they threw the Japanese into a concentration camp because he was at war with them. So, hey, we in that time, man. Ecclesiastes 3:1. It says, to everything there's a season and a time to every purpose under heaven. So this whole time, things been swinging at a it was bad. It was been bad, but now it's getting far worse because we in that time. And he made mention of Elon Musk. Now, why he made mention of Elon Musk? Because Elon Musk and his ambitious business venture is going to wreck whatever land that he planned to put his supercomputer is gonna destroy the people, the locals. So everybody out there that's thinking the U.S. government for sending their troops to Memphis and Memphis, Tennessee, you're a fool because now the military is going to be over there, and the military is going to protect. Remember, the U.S. military is not it's not really a government issue military. It's privately owned to the highest bidder. So they're going to allow this thing to happen because once again, we're in that time. I'm gonna jump down to 8. It says a time to love, a time to hate, a time of war, and a time of peace. So for the past X amount of years, especially with this guy in office, the war bell has been ringing. When he came back to office, there's nothing but racial tension and all sorts of things because this is that guy. Revelation 6:4. And then went out another horse that was red, and power was given unto him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth. And that's for all Edomites, mainly the top elites. Remember what Carl Schwab said: "You will own nothing and be happy." Not only did he made that statement, he also made the statement of expect to see shocking events. So the shocking events that's going to take place is these things in order to bring in this new world order. They believe in chaos and order. So right now everything is in a chaotic state. And here it is, guys, to bring this weird order, which the order that he's bringing into is not true order. All right. He fooled a lot of these folks, but that's Esau for you. Esau he does what he does best. He hides his things through these fraudulent laws. Wisdom of Solomon 2:11, it says, "Let our strength be the law of justice." Just like these agencies, and they live in high. And American history, if American history teaches you anything, that's why it's good to know certain things. They had a prohibition federal agency in the 1920s during prohibition period, going around locking people up for just mainly drinking or selling liquor, because a lot of people was after the law passed, a lot of people was making their own liquor, so they was going around killing people for making money off of liquor, for arresting people who were drinking. All right, people was losing their life, and all by the tone of justice and law. Then they came up with a witch hunt afterwards. Who was a communist? Who wasn't a communist? All right, this is showing that this man, everything he does is unjust. He make up his own shit as he go. All right, he make up his own laws as he goes, and he go by that. And the average dummy idiots fall for the shit. Yeah, we gotta get these migrants out of this country, and you come in illegal. That's just been going on from the fucking beginning of this godforsaken place. People just come. All right, but now they're making a big deal out of it. It said for that which is feeble is found to be nothing worth. So the feeble is the poor of this world. The poor of this world have no strength against this. All right. So this man's going out there purposely taking away peace, because after you take away peace, what's left? War. For the earth from the earth, and that they should kill one another. And there was given unto him a great sword. That great sword is the ICBM nuclear missiles. For a long period of time, he's been flexing his might on the world. All right? Ain't nothing new under the sun. This is the same devil from the very beginning. Matter of fact, since I'm saying that, this is the same mother effers that been doing the same play-by-play book. All right? But this time is not on their side. And they know that. All right? They know that. Time is not on their side. So they speeding things up and making things personal. Sirach or Ecclesiasticus 12 and 10. It says, never trust thy enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. Though he humble himself and goes crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him, that thou shalt be unto him as if thou wiped a looking glass, and thou shalt know that his rust have not been altogether wiped away. So this is the same evil, sadistic government doing the same shit over and over again. And they're rousing up their lower half to do their dirty work. So you got these men that's out there, and this ICE agents, they make more money than the average military personnel. Can you believe that? Here it is, you're supposed to be fighting other armies and shit like that, but these federal agents is making more money than you. But he has not changed. This is the same devil that came here, slaughtered the natives, did all sorts of unrighteous decrees. The same devil, the same play-by-play book. Like the scripture says, nothing new under the sun. All right. Micah 2:1, it says, woe to them that deviseth iniquity and work evil upon their bed. This is all part of the plan to take away the rights of the people. They created a fear, and they have the solution to that fear. All right. And the solution is by exercising certain laws that's in the book to go to war. He's telling you straight up. He's going to war with the average person, the poor. And they're making it legal to go to war. First of all, to be poor in this society is illegal. Like, I always bring up this song, Freddie McGregor, reggae artist, got a song, it's called To Be Poor is a Crime. They made to be poor that's criminal. If you sleep in your car, you're going to get locked up. All right? Either you're going to go to jail, or you're going to throw in a concentration camp, or you're never going to be seen again. This is what this devil is doing. So he's going out full blast with his horns out. Full blast. All right? And all Nero's doing is following orders. Okay? It says, and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it, because this is all part of the plan. They have to sow in this chaotic scene, because it's in the power of their hand. They covet fields and take them by violence. Also, another thing, a lot of these places are good real estate. They need these lands to bring in, with the Elon Musk. He needed to get certain areas so he could build his supercomputer, his computer central, whatever. And he need help from the U.S. government. So they made this fraudulent idea that these two guys had issues together, and it was going to help move forward this whole plan to bring in this RFID microchip. That's all this is all about. All right. And then the lands that they want, like in North Carolina, it has natural resources. That I forgot the place that it wasn't even a hurricane. It was just a random storm that was far greater than any storm that ever existed, and the damage. So what they're gonna do, what they pass in the books, any natural disasters that strikes on land, the government seems not fit for people to live, the government takes over. So they're going around catching real estates. The whole Maui situation. We haven't forgot about these things. And the sad part about it is you already own majority of these things, yet you still do this. So you covet feels to covet to take something that belongs to somebody else. It's to take them by violence, and that's the only way you know how to do. You use your heart program, or you use military might. You use force to get people out and the houses and take them away. So they oppress a man and his house, even a man in his heritage. All right. So this is the protocol of Esau that's being played right now. He's finding reasons to go into attack his own people, his own personnel. The 6 sadistic bastards. Isaiah 19, 2. It says, I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians. Now we see why this is happening. Why would the Lord say, make that statement? Why would he send the Egyptians against the Egyptians for? Because this is becoming about a survival game. All right. And it tells you in 2nd Ezra 15th chapter, because of a great tribulation. People is going to do some things for some great tribulation. And the tribulation is coming from the own thing that you're supposed to trust, the government. The government is bringing this great tribulation, the famine. All right. No work. Then when he want to government shut down, he wants to have a lot of people not come back, laying people off. They said a judge had to stop that. Okay, so now the market, the job market, is more people unemployed. This man is heartless, yo. This whole entire thing. So now we see why the Egyptians are gonna come against the Egyptians. It's gonna be a class war. It's gonna be a race war. It's gonna be all sorts of things, all in one. And they shall fight everyone against his brother, and everyone against his neighbor, city against city, kingdom against kingdom. And right now, Esau is divided in all sorts of levels. And the spirit of Egypt shall fail in the midst thereof. And hey, like I stated earlier, I ain't stated. They're about to cut off SNAP. Right? Cut off SNAP for November. And what's in November? What holidays in November? Thanksgiving. So the spirit of Egypt, okay, is failing. So if there's no food for Thanksgiving, you can forget about Black Friday. Oh, you can even forget about Christmas. All right. So this spirit that's been amongst this land is slowly removing itself. All right. And people could clearly say this is not the same place that it once was. You could clearly see it. And it says, and I will destroy the counsel thereof. And they shall seek to idols. So they're going to go to different gods and like, what's going on? And to charmers and to them that have familiar spirits and to wizards. And the Egyptians will I give over unto the hand of a cruel Lord. And we see this man is the epitome of cruelty. He's just picking a fight. He's finding reasons to start a war against American citizens. Everything that they've been saying about him in the past, every single thing that they said is now he's proving them right. He's becoming a dictator, a fascist. All right. He's becoming a cruel Lord. It says, and a fierce king shall rule over them, saith the Lord of hosts. So We have that cruel Lord. America ain't the same no more. Oh, that's another thing too. I gotta say this. For all you Edomites, you so-called white people, that's all gun ho for this. Remember, it says the Egyptians against the Egyptians. So the Americans are against the Americans. You may think that you're doing the right thing now, but they're about to turn on you as well. All right? They're about to turn on, once they think about it. Negroes, Latinos, and they're going to go after the Native Americans. Once they get a good amount, they think that they have the majority, who are they going to turn next to? I'll say the rest. And we don't give a fuck about y'all. Whatever happens to y'all, happens to y'all. But that's the reality of this thing. All right? Matter of fact, let me end it off on this. Second Ezra 15 and 16. I want to go to the point. Actually, it's 19, but I'm going down. For there should be sedition among men and invading one another, and they shall not regard their kings nor princes. So, hey, they said a cruel Lord. The scripture says about a cruel Lord. You're going to be disregarding what your beloved president is telling you. He set this land up for ultimate failure. He took away all possible goods from other countries because America is nothing but a country that import, not export, which is going to ruin everything, right? Which is going to, what that do for all these corporations and so forth, they have to lay off because they can't afford. They got to. He's doing all this shit, and he didn't have a plan to bring back jobs at all. He's like, oh, I'm just gonna pull the plug. No plan. Like a real dope. Why? Because his handlers told him that. All right, so they're gonna get to a point when, like, did the show with the people talking to the congressman. I forgot where it was at, and he was just using typical politician answer. People was not feeling that nothing that came out of his mouth. So the same thing's gonna happen with the leader of this shit. People was gonna like, nah, tired of your shit. All right. And the course of their action shall stand in their power because they're gonna do, for whatever reason, they're gonna make up their own rules. All right. It says a man should desire to go into a city, martial law. Right? He mentioned martial law. The martial law is gonna end up being what? Smart cities. Where people once everybody is ousted, in order to get back to some sort of civilization, you're going to have to go into the smart cities, which is going to be a whole nother thing. But that's another subject. It says, it shall not be able. But because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, and the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword, and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread, and for great tribulation, not just normal tribulation, great tribulation. The U.S. government, the leaders of this world, the Edomites, the rulers of everything, is bringing in great tribulation to their citizens. Sorry to say, but it's here. So with that being said, shalom to the elect of the nations. Shalom.